Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities. We're going to work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'm going to interject my financial opinions across the board. And if you guys need any help with anything, check out finding-value.com. Use the word discount in the coupon code if you'd like to join our community. Let's dive in. Let's see what's going on today. So DXY still moving sideways. This still looks good to go higher. And why do I say that? Generally, what you see is you'll get a big up candlestick. That's this guy here. Then you get a small selling pressure movement sideways. It's a channel. It's a flag pattern. Flag is this way. Whatever it is, that's basically what we have. That generally works its way up. If this was a topping pattern, what we would see is stronger selling pressure here. So you'd get these big selling pressure days and small up candlesticks. So the selling pressure isn't that great here. So it still looks like it wants to move on up. And the DXY moving up generally indicates that that yields could go up. And they have been going up. The 2-year yield down today, but it's been moving on up. And maybe I can grab this guy. Maybe we can go off the bottom here. Maybe we've got something going on like this, where it's a little bit larger, like more of a channel type deal that we've got going. But we are down today. It does look like we could go a little bit lower in the short term on the 2-year. Now, on the 10 and 30-year, well, they're still on fire to the upside. So these still look very strong to move to the upside for the 10-year and the 30-year. They're closing quite strong as well. So long end of the curve's moving up. Short end went down. That is a bear steepener. We've been getting a bear steepener a lot. We've gotten a lot of days where this is occurring. What that means is the long end of the curve goes up faster than the short end. That's what we call the bear steepener. If you want to know what the meaning is, type it in Google to see what it's all about. TYX TNX ratio, it is coming on up a little bit. So we came on up. That means that the 10-year that the 10-year went up less than the 30-year. That's generally positive for gold. We've got bond prices breaking lower today. Like I said, momentum to the downside. We didn't see any reversal candlesticks there. Momentum still lower. And it is going lower, down 2% today. That's a big down day in bonds. This is, I'll be honest, guys, it's kind of scary watching bonds sell off like this. Gold up 18 bucks actually looks really good. Look at the size of this candlestick, guys. That's a bullish engulfing if we can close the month out at the spot that we're at. This is the weekly candlesticks. It is ripping it. So that looks good to go higher. Now, silver hasn't jumped on that train yet. It's still trying to figure out what it wants to be and what it wants to do. So the first step that silver needs to take is first it needs to identify itself as a bull market so it can go higher. But it still looks good to go up. Everything is still poised to try to break here. So we'll see if we get buying pressure or selling pressure at this resistance line. If we get a big green candlestick, I'm going to like it very much. And if we break above 2450-ish, if we get up above that, that is very, very good. And if we get above 26, I'm going to like it even more. I'm going to keep liking it more and more and more. So it's got some work cut out, but let's watch it together. Platinum up today, about $5. Still hanging in there, still looks good, right above support. And it is squeezing up in this corner here. Palladium still heading lower, down 1.23, and it is entering the tip of the tip. And you know how people like to play the tip. XAU to gold ratio, selling off. Weird, huh? Selling off, kind of busting out of that uptrend line. in the short term. What's going on there? Maybe oil's going up at a faster pace than gold, but gold is still going up. The mining companies work off margins, though. So a little bit of a selling pressure move. Well, a little bit of an underperformance of gold and silver mining companies versus gold, and we still haven't broken the downtrend line in that ratio. CRB index up today. Oil's up, looking fantastic. Let's rip this thing to the upside. And the S&P, CRB versus S&P ratio looks very good for the commodity sector, outperforming the S&P 500. And let's get this thing ripping in wave 3. I'm starting to like what the portfolio's doing. It's up a lot of the time, which during this consolidation kind of was crappy, and now it's feeling a lot better. So GDX underperforming gold, right at resistance there, right on support resistance. Across the board, support resistance is where we're at for a lot of these gold, silver mining companies, right at that resistance level. We'll see if it can break. What that means is gold and silver is going to have to outperform its inputs, its inflationary inputs. Crude oil up about almost 2.5, looks fantastic. This is that flag pattern I was talking about, waiting for the break to the move, break to the upside. We got that break to the upside today. So that looks good for crude oil to continue higher. TTF gas, it is just squeezing up. It's going to break to the upside is my guess. I'll leave that in there for everybody. Natural gas down a little bit, back to support. Are we going to go lower or move on up? My guess is moving on up. Why do I say that? Well, I mean, we do have this roundish bottom here, and we're just doing, I think, a full retest. But that's my guess. We'll see what happens tomorrow. XOP, yeah, you know me, down a little bit. We're right at that resistance neckline still. That sticky, icky neckline. Lots of sweat going on there, lots of selling pressure. But we're just stuck right there for the moment. And it doesn't look bad. We're just waiting for takeoff. OIH, another one that's down just a little bit today. We do have a bullish engulfing here. That's generally good for a move higher. We'll see if that actually transpires that way. We do have some selling pressure back here that doesn't look all that great. And this is kind of coming in where we could roll over. I mean, it is possible. But with crude oil where it's at, I'm going to have to favor the upside, guys. Going to have to favor the upside. And look at that bullish engulfing and favor that bullish engulfing with where crude's at. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, no way. It went higher. No way. I would have never guessed that. Moving on up, uranium does look like it's bottom. It looks like it's in full force, full frontal attack to the upside. This is your bullish engulfing in the tip of the corner. That's where you should have been buying this day as it came on up. Your entry point was here, and you should have been riding it to the upside. URA, it's also breaking to the upside. Looks fantastic. I wrote this in about here. I said it's probably going to do something like this. And it just so happened to do that. There is luck involved. URANIUM also moving on up. That looks good to continue higher, guys. This could be the beginning of another leg. Figure this is like leg, wave 1, and then we've got wave 3. Let's throw a little bit of a fractal on this boy. Why not, right? So if we come and let's say the bottom is roughly in this portion here, if that is wave 1, and hard to say if it is. Here, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's take this whole pattern, guys. So this is wave 1 here. This is wave 3 here. All right. Wave 3 on URNM is probably going to go somewhere in this range here, the next wave. So somewhere between like 100 and 180, depending on how powerful people, get in here, how much money flow we get. So I think we've got a big kind of leg coming up where this move will determine, it'll go up in 3 waves. So say this is like wave 1, wave 3, and then wave 5 or something. It'll look something on the lines of that, is my guess. And 3 could be bigger than that. So if we were to take a measurement of this wave here, if this is wave 1, and I don't know for a fact that is, I'm not a Elliott expert, but let's just kind of play with it real quick. Maybe we get up to like $100 on wave 3, something like that, 90 something bucks, $100 on wave 3. So it could get to $100 pretty quick. Is a possibility. I'm not claiming that is going to do that immediately, but it looks good to go higher. So there's our break. URNJ also breaking higher. I put that in there. Falling wedge broken to the upside. Well, guys, here you go. We're having a fun little ride coming up. TAN moving lower, higher interest rates. TAN can't get off. It can't get off the ground here, guys. This is a NASDAQ company, I think, for the most part. Solar is not profitable with interest rates and commodity prices going up. That's kind of what it looks like. That's what it seems like. COPX down a little bit, still within the channel, and let's just ride through it. Lithium down and REMX both down, higher interest rates, and not the right market conditions yet for both of those. So we could see further downside. Lithium could come back to $35. It's going to get hit. It's going to get hit. And maybe we've got this. This looks like we could go down to support. Well, we've got support levels through here. So somewhere in this range below it. So we've got a little bit further to go. S&P 500 getting hit, down 0.85%. I still don't like the way this looks, guys. This looks like we could get, I mean, this could go that way. We've broken the trend line. There's your bearish engulfing there, breaking through. Comes down, we have a retest, and then boom, selling pressure. Higher interest rates, the S&P and NASDAQ have no reason to be this expensive with where interest rates are at. So this is your ultimate top. This could be your other top, and this could go back down lower, is my guess. NASDAQ also getting sold off today. It is a stronger selling pressure days that we are encountering through here, and we very well could be breakdown, retest move, and then the move lower. KRE down 1%. Looks like it was trying to break out here. We're back in underneath that trend line. This is the regional banks, but I still think this looks good for an eventual move to the upside. Why do I say that? We're in an expansionary phase of real estate, and affordability has very much slowed that down. And this still looks like to me that we're trying to put in some sort of accumulation cylinder, that this is just going to rip it. The way it would rip it is if it loaned a bunch of money. But in the short term, it's coming under pressure. And I know that they have a lot of bonds that they're sitting on that have losses, but just don't sell them. Just ride through it. Ride through the maturity, I guess. Unless you have people take out deposits where you need to raise cash. Emerging markets, well, stronger yields, doesn't like it. We've got XHB down, stronger yields, could have further downside, so get ready and brace for the home builders to come back. I do think it could come back down here very much, very easily. So look for a pullback there. MOO still pulling back a little bit, back to this starting level. And again, we could go lower. MOO could go all the way back and do a full retest down here at about $70-ish. Copper remaining resilient, just moving sideways. We'll see where this goes. Iron ore down a little bit. I still think this is going to go up. Iron ore looks fantastic. We've broken the pattern here, the falling wedge to the upside. We still could do a little bit more of a retest move, but before heading higher, that is possible. Nickel still getting sold off. I wouldn't get in front of that. Just let it sell off. Still more downside pressure. Momentum down. No reversal candlesticks. Aluminum down a little bit, but it's right on support. So let's see if we can get some buying pressure here. Kick this thing back to the upside. Baltic Dry Index continues to amaze me, moving on up 2.28% higher, and it looks like that will continue. We've got Newcastle Coal down a little bit. I think it's a good spot to be looking at coal companies in this area. And I did the midweek update. You can see coal companies. We can talk about it this weekend, Sunday, 5 p.m. for the question and answer session. We can talk about coal companies. Bring your favorite coal companies, guys. Ask about it, and we can chart it out, and we can see which ones are the best ones if you're interested during the 5 p.m. call. Bitcoin up a little bit, 1.44%. Looks like we could break out here if it wants to break. We'll see if that breaks. And then Ethereum up 0.31%. But again, this is trading like S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Is this going to go down? Is this just a retest move where we break lower? Tough to say. We'll have to wait and see. Is the liquidity going to impact these? So that's what I've got for today. Not much of a difference from yesterday. The same companies, energy is looking strong. Uranium looks strong. Oil looks strong. Nat gas looks strong. I think coal is going to follow those other ones as well. But it'll follow. It's just lag behind it. The base metals are struggling a little bit. That's for sure. Home builders and the overall markets, they don't look good at all. So we could see that pull back and interest rates continue to rip to the upside. That could also put pressure of the DXY to move higher as well. So that's what I've got for today, guys. If you guys are members, see you at 5 p.m. on Sunday. So I'll see you there. And we'll catch you guys next time. This is Finding Value.